All right, welcome in. Are You Cirrus episode 70.
70.
A new milestone. Jenna, you can come on in because I'm craving that desperately. I dropped Lauren off at the car shop, and I did not refill our coffee. So this is our lovely Jenna.
Hi.
Anyways.
She's not feeling well.
She's not feeling well, so get away, Jenna.
Yeah.
We don't need another sickness in the Dockery household.
So she's not only sick, but she's grumpy.
Oh.
It's going to be a fun day in the weather office.
Welcome, man. It feels like forever.
I know. We took a
Jenna,
couple
thank
of
you.
unexpected breaks.
Yeah.
You were gone for a week, went home to Kentucky.
Went home to Kentucky, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
We knew that was going. Ended up coming down with pneumonia.
That's great. That's still crazy to me. You had pneumonia. That's
Yeah. Yeah, so let's do the Spark Notes version because I know a lot of people, we got messages, and I actually keep telling people, wait till Are You Serious? Because
Yeah.
I'll give the whole rundown. I guess what? I lost my voice when I was here before Kentucky.
Yeah.
Felt fine, went to the doctor. Hey, it's allergy related, whatever. Chest tightness, it was all congestion, whatever. Cool. Get to Kentucky, having a great time. We went from near 90 here to highs in the 30s.
Ooh.
So that's probably culprit number one.
Yeah.
I think whatever I had, though, started to turn worse. I thought maybe bronchitis. That all kind of came on, though, and I wasn't feeling bad. It just, like, I started to get all the allergy symptoms back. So, like, Thursday, Friday, even, like, Wednesday, really, because the Masters were on. That's the only reason I remember this. I took, like, 4-hour naps. And I was just kind of thinking, oh, you know, it's just been go at work. It's nice to not have anything. Turns out, I think that was the first sign of your body's not right. So we're driving home on Saturday and still feeling fatigued, nothing crazy. And then all of a sudden we get to Columbia, and I told Emily, I was like, hey, something feels off. Like I have chest pain, sharp chest. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I've only had that like once. And usually it's a sign of, you know, something serious. So then I was like, you know what, take a nap. We're almost home. It's been a long car ride. We get home and we start unpacking. And I go to lift a suitcase because at this point, Emily's trying to keep Willett under control. Brooks is like, oh, we're home. And I go to pick up a suitcase and I just feel like a sharp pain in my left side. Starts to tingle, goes numb. And I didn't want to tell Emily like the extent of it because, you know, we just got home.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I think I'm going to go to the ER
Yeah.
and get this looked at. And let me tell you, when you go to the ER
Or you're on the fast track.
and
Chest
you
pain?
say chest pain,
Fast track.
Jamie, I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Not because at first I was like, okay, maybe it is something heart related. But within seconds, I had doctors all around strapping EKGs to me, taking blood, and I didn't know what was going to happen. So it was a whirlwind of like an hour. And then they said, hey, the heart's good. They thought I maybe was clotting on my left side because of sitting in the car, which now I have a new fear. If you sit a lot, you can get blood clots.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Walk around the lap. But they were like, you know, everything looks good. So they took an X-ray of my chest, and they were like, "Oh no!" When they said that,
Yeah. That's
I
not
knew
good.
it was. I knew it was something. And she was like, "Your whole left lung is covered with fluid." And we're back. I've been cleared to do most things now, thank the Lord. But I don't wish pneumonia on anybody.
Yeah.
It is brutal.
It is, and it sneaks up on you
Yes,
because it's not like it hits you like the flu.
no. I've had the flu, and I will gladly take the flu.
I had it. I don't know. I was 18 or 20. Same thing where it just like I was going fine, and then it just lost everything. Just couldn't do anything.
You just feel old, like really old.
And I wasn't coughing or
I wasn't either.
nothing. But yeah,
I wasn't either. And what's crazy is, you know, I went for my follow-up, and like I'm not one, and you know this, I can't sit still. Like even in the office, I have to be up and moving and doing something. So to sit on the couch for 3 days and do nothing is so. It's nice for a day.
I was gonna say that sounds really nice right now.
It's nice for a day, but then by like day 2, about midway through, I'm like, what do I do? Day 3, you're losing your mind because it's like Brooks needs help, and you don't feel the
It's
energy.
hard to be sick with a young kid.
It's
It's
really,
really
hard.
Yeah.
And I probably came back a day too early on Wednesday because I remember I hit a wall at like 5:30 after being up.
Yeah.
But we made it.
You made it.
We're here.
Yeah.
I still get chest pain occasionally, and they said that's normal. They said basically my lungs going to be so inflamed for the next like 3 weeks that pain will radiate from time to time. But we're here. I did a lot.
Glad you're back
I did
and
puzzles.
feeling
while I was
better.
gone.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, wonderful. I felt like an old person. So
Yeah, sitting at home with pneumonia doing puzzles. We may as well put you in the home now.
But we're here and we're healthy. We're good.
Yes.
How's Jamie?
I'm good.
Thank you for covering. And
Of
Jenna
course,
and
of
Matt.
course. Of course, I love to do the morning show. I used to love to do the morning show.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
The week that you were on vacation killed me. Killed me because, this new schedule, since we've kind of shifted schedules around a little bit, I don't really do the 11 o'clock newscast anymore. So I'm used to going to bed at my normal time, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I still get up kind of early, but I've finally have like a decent routine in my life. And then you go on vacation and I'm getting up at 2:30 and trying to go to bed at 7 in the evening.
Yeah.
I could not sleep. I couldn't go to sleep that week. I couldn't stay asleep. I was up early. It killed me. It killed me.
And also, it's a marathon, and we've talked about this before, to do the morning show and then do the noon. It's okay to do it like 1 or 2 days, which is what I do right now. But to do it for an entire week or by day 3, you're dragging.
Yeah. And that time frame between about 9:30
It's awful.
and noon where there's I know there's things that I need to do and I could get done, but I can't keep my eyes open.
Yep.
So I think 2 days I took little naps in the office.
I've done that before.
Yeah. Shut the door, close the blinds.
Yeah. The weather's quiet. It's easy to do.
Yeah. I'll take a little 30-minute nap. And that
I've started to go
get me
home.
through. Yeah.
Like I go home.
That's tough for me.
Yeah.
Because if I get home, I get way too comfortable.
Yeah. Well, it's nice too because we have the capability to work on shows. So I'll go home, eat a salad, do something outside or work on a graphic, and then come back by 11:30. But still, you come in and people always ask, "What time do we come in for the morning?" You come in and you're here by 2:30 on a busy day, 3:30. I mean, it's
and you're here till 12:30. It's a long day, and it killed me.
And it might be because of how the shift's set up. Like yours is nice because you come in and it's kind of like a lull, and then it's like go with show.
Yeah.
For the morning show, it hits and it's like you're rejuvenated.
Yeah.
And then after the show, it's like,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Right. Yeah.
So, anyways, let's talk about this because this has taken off.
It has.
It looks so good.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
good.
Thank you. I'm sitting here looking at them sort of from a distance. I'm like, oh, wow, I kind of have I think I have a niche. Clouds and marshes.
But it's clouds that look like clouds, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because being a meteorologist, it's kind of hard.
It is. And I want that more than anything to really be my
Especially
niche.
this one. Look at that.
Yeah, I do love that one. This one, I've been in this business for 100 years and still can't figure out which side to use. So that one was a quick little inspiration photo I took from the car doing 65 miles per hour. Don't yell at me. I wasn't driving. If you're coming up Highway 17 south of Georgetown, when you come over the first bridge, in between, if you're coming from Charleston, you go over the first, it's not a big high bridge, but sort of you kind of go over the marsh.
Yeah.
And this was maybe early mid-March, and it was just a beautiful kind of spring day. And that was kind of the view if you look out the left side.
This is traveling to the north?
Northbound, just south of Georgetown. And I snapped a picture. I was like, oh, look at that. Just kind of a beautiful little clouds. And then,
I don't have many artistic abilities. I mean, I could play instruments, I guess, but I'm not going to showcase that to people. Look at this.
Yeah. I'm impressed. I'm proud. I love
what's
this
the
one. This
update?
one has a much looser feel to it. Not as detailed.
I like the neutral color in
which
that.
I want to kind of get into this looser style of painting.
Okay.
It's casual. It's not, it's more about brush strokes and color and contrast and shape. And so I really like how that one turned out.
And these paintings too, definitely I get different moods from each of them. One's the perfect Carolina spring day. Mm-hmm. And then the other one's more of like that overcast. Mm-hmm. Will it rain?
Yeah.
Still nice to be outside. I love it. I'm not that talented at all.
So, speaking of the art, these 3 and a few others, I've got to kind of finish up 1 or 2 more this week, will be displayed at the Tasting Room on 9th, which is in downtown Myrtle Beach, the new Arts and Innovation District. I have been asked to be a part of the First Friday Art Walk.
I love that.
Here in Myrtle Beach, which is a lot of local artists get together, set up in the downtown area of Myrtle Beach on the first Friday of the month and display their art. Lots of different kinds of art. They've got some music going on down there, and then all the businesses downtown also will showcase different artists for a month. So for the month of May, mine will be on display and for sale at the Tasting Room on 9th.
Cha-ching.
But not cha-ching for me. I have decided that whatever I sell, whatever I make from the selling of these paintings and the other ones, if you're ever interested in purchasing one, will go to a charity, a local charity. So I'm kind of leaning towards Salvation Army.
Yeah, that's wonderful that you're doing it for charity. And let me go ahead and say, because I don't know artists, are there other artists that are going to be at the Art Walk, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah. So lots of local artists.
If you meet local artists that want to come on,
yeah,
and we can do our thing, because I don't know any local artists.
I've met a few, and there's a few that I've started to follow locally, and I'm still like I like these paintings, but the thought of having them hanging with like people who paint for like a living, it scares the crap out of me. Like I'm so intimidated.
I think it's more impressive that you have another job and you're still able to do this. How long do these take? These 3?
This one took a while because it's a little more detailed. This one I did like in an hour on a Sunday.
That's crazy.
And that's when a lot of times those are my best paintings. I just like, you know what? I just need to slap some paint on a canvas, see what I can come up with. And it's just, a lot of times those actually turn out pretty good. So yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I can't wait. We're going to have to do that. What is that, next Friday for Art Walk?
Yep, Friday, May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yep. So, yep.
All right. You want to do some Carolina Weather Madness since we missed?
We missed.
We have to catch up. March Madness is already over, but we're going to continue doing it. Final 4. We have sunny and 75 versus comfortable evening, and then Carolina winter storm versus the beach sunrise sunset. I had to check Twitter and Instagram. Both polls are still open, but by count, sunny and 75 will move on to the championship against Carolina winter storm.
Yes.
So our championship will be sunny and 75 versus Carolina winter storm. We'll put that up and reveal the Carolina Weather Madness next week.
I love that.
I love that it made it that far.
Yeah. Oh, those are our snow lovers coming through for us. Yeah.
Probably not from the Northeast, or if
probably
you are.
not, but that's okay. Or maybe they are and they miss it.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, too, is Carolina Weather Twitter has started to pick up on it, and they're really influencing it, which keep doing it. We appreciate. I also think, and we'll get to this in Shooting the Breeze, I think the snow that we had kind of offset my lawn a little bit. Like
I've noticed that.
I've had a little bit of like more weeds in some spots, but then also some slower growth. So
some of the things in my garden are taking longer to kind of get going.
Yes, that's
normally
how my lawn
by
is.
Now there's certain bushes and shrubs that are just kind of really going, but I've got a few that are just now starting to kind of wake up a little bit. So I think it was
5.5 inches of snow will probably do that.
And the cold, it was the cold.
Yes.
That extended period of cold really does it, which it's good.
Well, we are about that time. Obviously, we'll get to gardening and all that here in a second. Let's talk first about some things coming up on our calendar. 14 days as of this recording to the Myrtle Beach Classic.
Yeah.
The One Flight Myrtle Beach Classic will have some coverage out there for you. 42 days until CCMF.
Yeah.
And 38 days until the start of hurricane season.
And that's depressing.
It is depressing.
I'm not ready.
Me either. I'm enjoying the pattern we've been in.
Yeah.
We're starting to get into the afternoon pop-up showers and storms.
Is a little something, yeah.
But
I'm not ready.
I'm not either. And it's not because of the, like at the end of the day, we like to track these things, but it's just nice to have a break.
It is.
Because even when the weather's quiet during hurricane season, it's still updating the tropics and the chance of development.
And you're always looking down the road to see. Yeah. You spend 3 solid months just like sort of in hurricane brain.
Yeah, and nonstop.
And I'm not ready for it.
And counting down until 8 and 5 and 11 and all the updates. But
Yeah.
we'll be there when we're there. 38 days to kind of not worry about it. Do you want to touch at all on the outlook? I know we haven't done it. Okay, cool.
I don't.
Cool. Then
There's going to be hurricanes. Some of them will hit the U.S.
And they may hit the Carolinas. Prepare like we're going to get one. And
Yep.
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Real fun thing that I did this time. Have you seen the trend going on about AI and
Yes.
the photos?
Yes.
So for those that don't know, there's all kinds of AI programs and all that. We're not allowed to use them in like our daily forecasts
Right,
and
yeah.
stuff like that because obviously that's not our words. But there's been a trend with like local meteorologists saying, hey, roast me. Mm-hmm. There's been a trend in people saying, and you can upload photos to these things and say, hey, describe this photo for me. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I decided to let AI assess, are you serious?
Oh, okay. Good.
And I just typed in, give me 10 reasons why people should listen to Are You Serious?
Oh, boy. All right. Oh, boy.
You ready?
Yeah.
I mean, it gave me
Legit 10 reasons.
legit 10 reasons. You ready? And we can address them and then we'll shoot some breeze.
Okay.
Number 1, it tackles misinformation head on.
Ooh,
Its description says, in a world full of viral nonsense and bad science takes, Are You Serious gives you the tools to think critically, ask better questions, and spot BS a mile away.
wow.
Agree or disagree?
Kind of agree.
Okay, I like it. I know. When I saw number 1, I said, this is going to be good.
Wow, okay.
Number 2, smart host, sharp conversations. Jamie and Andrew bring serious insight without taking themselves too seriously. It's like chatting with their brilliant friend, the one who actually knows what they're talking about. Ego's starting to get up here.
right.
Number 3, it makes complex ideas clear and actually interesting. Science, society, climate, culture. The show breaks it down without dumbing it down. You'll leave every episode smarter than when you start it. I don't know about every episode.
Yeah, not every episode. Some of them you may leave a little less smart.
This might be my favorite point. Not the description, but just the point. Number 4, it's named after a cloud, but it's deep as hell.
Oh. I like this AI.
That clever name is just the start. Beneath the Puns is a podcast packed with substance, sincerity, and surprisingly deep dives into topics that matter, especially weather.
Wow. These could all be commercials.
Right? We'll do one-liner short promos. Number 5, it's fact-checked and fiercely curious. At a time when anyone can post anything, Are You Serious commits to evidence, nuance, and legit sources. No lazy takes, no shortcuts here.
No, never.
We're not lazy at all.
No.
I don't know about 5. That might be a little bit. It brings clarity to the chaos. From climate myths to internet hoaxes, the show helps you make sense of the swirling mess of modern info and walks you through what's real. Pretty cool. Number 7, I'm not sure. Makes you a better thinker. Does it?
Maybe.
In a way.
Yeah.
The podcast isn't just informative, it's empowering. It arms you with the mental tools to navigate conversations, media misinformation, and debates with confidence. There's a line in there where
Man.
we've had that. Number 8, they go behind the headlines. Forget clickbait. Are You Serious goes under the surface, examining the why behind the what, and always ask the deeper questions for your weather content. Number 9, every episode feels fresh. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
New topics, new angles, new insights, new guests. You're not getting recycled ideas. You're getting perspective that evolves with the world. And number 10, it respects your time and your intelligence. No rambling, no fluff, no gimmicks. Just meaningful, mind-expanding content that's as engaging as it is enlightening. There's your 10 reasons
Man.
from our friend AI on why you should listen or recommend the podcast to someone else.
So now, since you brought that up,
Are you going to do it?
I'm going to do the roast that you sent me yesterday. So you had Chat GPT or
I just
whatever.
said roast meteorologist Jamie Arnold is all I typed in.
Yes.
And then I sent you.
And then he sent it to me, which is, it's pretty good.
Oh.
Wait, let me find the roast.
It's in there.
Oh, yes, yes. Here is the roast. Jamie Arnold, your severe weather warnings have about as much urgency as a traffic light on a deserted road. The only thing more unpredictable than the weather is your forecast is the only thing more unpredictable than the weather in your forecast is your hairline. Whether it's sunny or stormy, we never know which way it's going to land. Honestly, your radar is just a glorified dartboard. Let's see, will it rain today? Let me just throw a dart and find out. You've got more chances of getting a forecast right by closing your eyes and pointing at the map than actually knowing what's happening. But hey, credit where it's due. You've mastered the art of making people panic over a light drizzle. Keep up the good work. Just don't stand too close to the window when the storm actually rolls in. You might actually accidentally predict it right for once. I don't hate it.
I didn't copy mine fully, but mine said Andrew Dockery, the meteorologist who's got more snacks than storms forecasting skills. Andrew, we get it. You're a meteorologist, but let's be real. The only storm you could truly predict is the one that hits your kitchen when lunch breaks. Breaking news, a Category 3 taco is approaching my stomach. Expect some heavy chewing and a side of chips. You'd be better off predicting your next snack than tracking actual hurricanes. It's a lot of fun. You can do photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe one of these days down the road we'll do a photo of the podcast because I'd love for it to just roast us apart.
Yeah,
but I
bring
all that up because last conversation we were talking about social media and the craze. We had a lot of good comments in there.
Yeah.
So thank you on YouTube.
Yes.
It wasn't a question. Many of you commenting saying, hey, you don't do that, or we trust you because of this. We appreciate that. Let's answer some questions.
Yes, let's do it.
I'm still dying about the hairline.
The hairline was good. The hairline was good.
Not AI just roasting us. We have 3 in here.
Yep. Want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me fold up here.
All right. Any tips or tricks for someone new to Carolina heat and humidity, especially with gardening? I kind of love this. This one coming in from Tom. If you're a vegetable gardener, like just a normal backyard gardener, you're going to have to get used to the fact that a lot of gardens, just because of the heat, kind of peter out by the time you start getting into late July and August. It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much. And things like, especially like squash, zucchini, the earliest you can get them in the ground, the better, to get your nice good harvest like in June, because July, they can't handle it.
Yeah.
They can't handle it.
And it comes to a point, too, where you can have a really successful garden as we go into May and June and even late June, July. But it comes to a point, and it's the same way with a yard, too, for those that are curious. How much money do you want to spend on watering in order to maintain? And I go through this every single summer. Like I'm in the point now where the garden is fresh and it's new and it looks good and things are growing, and I have no problem going out there, spending an hour watering or just kind of putzing around, piddling as we call it in the South, watering and taking care of it. And I'll keep that going through June, especially if it's if it's dry. But let me tell you, when it's July and August, I don't feel like going out there to work in the garden. Yeah.
I don't feel like going out there to water. And if things kind of just sort of, I'm okay with it because that's less I have to deal with. Yeah,
especially at the end of the season, too. Yeah. There is one benefit that I've noticed, at least with our warm season, like grass, not gardens in particular, but on the mornings, it's so humid that you can typically escape watering early in the day.
Yeah.
Because you have so much dew and moisture built up on the ground.
Yeah.
But by the time that afternoon comes, it's brutal. So what I like to do is I now will run the sprinkler on the lawn and the garden for a good amount each evening.
Yeah, I do.
Or
Yeah.
alternate every
Yeah.
other evening, depending on if there's rain in the forecast.
I know there's a big controversy about whether you water in the evening, water in
I'm
the
an
morning.
evening person.
Around here, and especially the hotter it gets, I do try to do it in the evening. Give it the nice night to soak in. Because if you water in the morning,
It's gone by the day.
Yeah.
You've lost all the progress. At least it kind of stays in there in the night, and then maybe you get some dew, and that will help out with your garden too. Other than that, I wouldn't even go out there and fight it in the middle of the day.
No.
It's either early or it's nighttime if you want to succeed.
yeah, and just prepare to sweat.
Yeah, a lot.
When you're when
lot.
you're out there working in the garden this summer, you're gonna sweat a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people coming from the Northeast that want to do gardening. So really good question. Fun thing about that before we get
Some people
you're good.
but like our new news director Jen, she's kind of a little gardener, and she came into the office last week and was like, "All right, we're good. Am I good to plant?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm good to plant." And she's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to put some carrots and some things like that in the ground." I'm like, "Oh, you missed that." Like we grow carrots here in January, in February. You put a carrot in the ground right now, it'll fry. It will fry. That's the benefit of gardening down here is that earlier start, and you can
sometimes
also
you can go all year.
yeah, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, radishes, spinach, collards. You can plant those here in October, November, and they'll make it through the winter. And you can garden 12 months a year down here, which is the upside.
Yeah, that's a benefit
compared
too.
to how horrible it gets in the middle of the summer.
I'm really excited to see. We put a garden down. We got new raised beds in there. They look wonderful. Let's pray every time we have a good year, and it's leading up and it looks plentiful. Hurricane hits and usually ruins our garden.
Yeah.
So I think our garden is usually a sign of what hurricane season is going to be like. Also, just subscribe to my first lawn service.
Yes.
I'm excited about this. I don't know. I've seen pros and cons because you could pay for the people to come. It's like triple the money.
Yeah.
But I paid for the Sunday lawn care service, Bermuda grass, pet and kid friendly, and instead of me going to the store, which I know how to do, and they're going to send everything to my doorstep. We'll see. Maybe we'll have I can't wait, a better green.
You're much more of a lawn guy.
Yeah.
I'm a garden plant guy. I could care less about my lawn.
Yeah.
My lawn is as big as this table.
Oh yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, and I love it. Yeah, I don't know what's growing. As long as it's green and it looks good when I hit it with the mower, I don't care.
I struggle within the hedges. The hedges where the weeds can grow through mulch. It's like, how do I do that? Like, that's your cup of tea. I can water everything, garden and all, but I prefer the lawn maintenance. I'm like, Emily, I don't know what's going on over here. You figure it out. But yeah, we'll see how that goes, and I'll send you some pictures of
Can't wait.
my new stuff. This was fun. Ashley sent this in to me. This was on Facebook last week when I was down with pneumonia. Ashley said, "Hey, new to the podcast, big fans of you all and love the conversation. Want to ask a question. What's one thing you wish you could change about the broadcasting industry?"
Just one thing? Wow.
I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I don't know.
Gosh, this could be a whole podcast.
It could.
It's not in good shape right now.
No.
It's in an ugly spot right now. You know?
We can make it a whole podcast because
Yeah,
I
we
think
could.
I think it would be a really good one.
Yeah, local broadcast, not just here, but across the country, is in a kind of a tough spot. There's a lot of what's called centralization going on. So like a parent company in cost cutting and cost saving measures will sort of, they call it hub out weather and news. So you may have a forecaster in this city providing forecasts for a bunch of other cities without being there and knowing things.
Yeah.
Our company doesn't do that.
Yeah, we're in a really good
Thankfully.
spot when it comes to that.
We're in, without a doubt, the best company there is. I'm not just saying that
Yeah.
because they've signed the paycheck, but we're in good shape. But so I don't like the centralization thing. I don't like that.
Especially when you have big time events like severe weather and you have someone providing a forecast in Atlanta for a town that's, hundreds of miles away from Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's just one of the hubs. There's many of them.
And I think there's going to be a couple of probably bad things that happen that will probably bring an end to that. I think at the end of the day, I know there's a lot of fear in this business about AI taking over. I think at the end of the day, when the you know what hits the fan, people are still going to want somebody they know and trust, a human, to kind of get you through the big stuff.
Yeah. I think the one thing I would probably change right now about the business is it kind of goes in that same realm. I think there's a big crutch in, especially when it comes to weather, and you know this drives both of you and I crazy, but because there is such a big push with AI trying to make your job easier, there's a lot, and I'm not going to name names, there's a lot of people I know in the business that are working smarter, they say, but in reality, they're letting a computer do more of their stuff. And more just, hey, we're getting stuff out to get stuff out, and it just doesn't feel as personal.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the thing that I would change. I feel like there's less emphasis on stuff that you're making for your viewer.
Yeah.
And just pumping stuff that's coming out from someone else making it, and there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
That's one of them. There's a lot more. But yeah, I don't think I have enough time to unpack all of that, actually.
No, it's it's an evolving business. It always has been.
Yeah. And we've been dealing with AI and weather for a long time now.
Yeah. And we're just in a phase now where there's a lot of evolving happening, and, and it swings.
Yeah.
It may swing back the other way. It may swing this way.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm here.
Yeah. A lot of change, and you have to be susceptible to change, as they yell in our podcast.
All right.
Wow, Carrie.
Wow.
But yeah, you have to be ready for change and whatever's new and next. And sometimes, what was it? Threads? Sometimes the new and next doesn't stick.
Yeah. Threads.
That's so last year.
That was it was one day on Threads. Yeah. So you just kind of, you go with the changes, and I'm scared. I remember when I first started in the business, I worked for a chief meteorologist who was very old. Not very old, but he was older than I am right now, maybe in his late 50s. And I was just a young 20-something, and he was very just sort of, this is how I do it, this is how I'm going to do it, and and I'm not saying it in a bad way. He was brilliant and was a great mentor. I don't want to be that chief.
I get that.
So I try to stay somewhat up to speed. Yeah,
I think you do a good job at that.
But sometimes it gets hard. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this new thing.
I think it's a little bit easier for you here, and even for us here, because we're in a place where our news station doesn't operate that way. Like we're constantly innovating podcasts or weather show, or to where it makes it feel like we're at least ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Imagine if we weren't doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was the same thing at 4, 5, 6.
I'd be bored to tears.
But you know what? You'd probably get used to it in your new normal.
Yeah.
And when the change came, you'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah. So if I ever get to be that old curmudgeon who's like, no, I'm not doing it. Just show me this podcast. Yeah. Snap out of it, Jamie.
Ashley, thank you for the question. That'd be a good question, too, to ask our news director.
Yes.
What's one
who we're going to get on next week?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think y'all are going to like that.
All right.
She's a hoot.
Last one.
This one's Mark, right?
Yeah, this is the one he sent us.
Yep, Mark. The federal budget cuts for the National Weather Service affecting weather balloons. Is this cutback actually affecting prediction efforts? I'm just going to say that in my day-to-day routine, I'm not seeing anything. This could go really politically wrong, but in my day-to-day procedures, I'm not noticing any changes. I haven't as of yet.
Yeah. And I think to avoid all politics, there will be changes like this that are implemented all the way through September as it currently stands. So how weather works, we may not even notice changes until well past September. Typically, as changes evolve, things get piped down passed down the pipeline. But as of right now, I haven't noticed anything.
Yeah, and as far as the weather balloons, it's not every weather balloon. It's a couple of sites across the country that are opting not to launch weather balloons.
Yeah.
But those same sites, if there is significant weather, do have the clearance to launch those weather balloons. Hurricane Hunter aircraft may do fewer missions. I think it's going to be more priority stuff right now.
That's how it comes off to me.
If there's a hurricane that's in the middle of the Atlantic and it's turning off to the north and it's a pretty solid forecast that it's hanging out in the middle of the Atlantic, do we need to send a Hurricane Hunter out there?
I think we're going to see more of that.
Maybe not.
We used to, in these spots, launch weather balloons on a clear day regardless. No storms, nothing in the forecast. And all that is valuable because it gets pumped into the model. But now what's going to have to happen, and it's going to have to happen in broadcasting, budget cuts happen. There's going to have to be a new way to do things.
Yeah.
So,
let's go ahead and open a can of worms a little bit. We're just gonna crack it. We're just gonna crack it a little bit. God bless the National Weather Service. Incredible group of meteorologists.
Yeah.
All over the country within the giant umbrella of NOAA and the National Weather Service. They're kind of a little antiquated at times in the way things are done. They are kind of slow in responding to changes in how people want to get weather. If you want to see how the National Weather Service operates, go to any National Weather Service office website and try to find the forecast.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
It's not a user-friendly, customer-forward, customer-based entity. Again, not to downplay the work that they do.
100%.
But, and that website rollout that you're going to see if you go to any National Weather Service website was rolled out 10, 12 years ago.
Like 10 years ago. Yep.
Go to the National Hurricane Center website when there's a hurricane in the Atlantic and look at the forecast track and see if you can figure it out.
Yeah. I also think this is going to open up another can of worms down the road, and this is not me predicting it, but this is just reading conversations from people within, without, in the business, in the weather business, not in it. I have a feeling it might be 5 years from now, but you will get offices to shut down, regardless of who's in office, and we will have hubs. I think there will be a very similar approach from the National Weather Service to what some of these broadcast companies are doing. There's some upside to that. I know a lot of people in the National Weather Service. There is obviously some downside to that because that means job cuts.
Yeah.
What that looks like, I don't know. I don't get paid enough for that, but I think that is what some people are wondering. Will there be a Southeast region forecast center that does all the forecasts and kind of operates? I don't know.
Yeah. And also like this business, the National Weather Service also has gone through changes. There used to be more National Weather Service offices than there are now.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, there was a National Weather Service office in Charlotte. I grew up in Charlotte. There was a National Weather Service right at the airport. I interned there. And in the 90s, it was closed down, and sort of the responsibility for the Charlotte area was transferred to the office in Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina. And that happened in a lot of places across the country. So there used to be a National Weather Service at Cape Hatteras. It's already been condensed once, and it may get condensed again. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world that a lot of people are portraying, that we're just going to be out here willy-nilly, not knowing what's going on and surprised by hurricanes. No, we're not. And
this is, once again, not on either side, but I don't think, regardless of what happens, I don't think that will ever be allowed to happen with some of the natural disasters that we constantly face.
Yeah.
I think some of the stuff that's being portrayed is just out there, and we've talked about this before. It's coming from national media. Mm-hmm. And just be careful what you're reading, and that's why I think this question was asked, and we'll see. But right now, here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I don't notice anything.
Day to day, haven't noticed a thing. Everything looks the same. Everything's operating the same. Everything's coming in on time. All the data's still there.
Yeah.
Haven't seen any crazy wild quirks or, surprise storms or hurricanes or snowstorms showing up. Everything's still chugging along.
And we get how data forms. Don't come at us for that.
Yep.
But I'm just telling you how it operates. There was models before that. There's models that develop, and those models change.
Yep.
There's a lot that goes into that. So,
Yes.
all right, that does it. Episode 70.
This was a good one.
Really good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do more stuff that's kind of spur of the moment. That AI was fun and
I like it,
different. So especially since we're, trying to become innovative in
Yes.
this business. Next week, do we want to tease it? And that way,
Yeah, Jen,
Jen?
our new news director, I think she's going to have fun. Was she over there? I saw her earlier.
She's over there. I think she just heard you.
Jen, can we pencil you in for next week?
Oh.
Jen, the news director.
Oh,
okay. She's
Jenna
not
was
over
over
there.
there. Gotcha.
Jenna was over there. Jen,
No.
news director, was not.
She's
I
probably
think
doing
she's good.
something busier than what we are.
Yeah. I think you'll really enjoy. I think she'll be a really good guest.
I think so too. And I also think it'll be a fun perspective. And
here she
two,
comes.
she's new, but also probably a lot of like what she likes, what some changes to
Yeah.
expect. Could be fun. Are you going to ask her?
Thumbs up. Can we pencil you in next week for the podcast? Like we're
She
currently
says
doing
sure.
it right now. So, thumbs up.
Jen is confirmed. Our team will talk to your team, Jen.
Yeah. Our people will reach out. And by our people, I mean me. And I just did. And we're set.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, we are her people.
Yeah. We'll talk to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have that next week. And then we'll take a week off for Myrtle Beach Classic. And
Wait, we do take a week off, and then because we also want to get our promotions manager,
Yeah, I don't
marketing
know.
director. I'm terrible with titles.
I don't know. Maybe we could do that early and then play. I don't know. We'll see.
It might be fun to get him like ahead of CCMF, or
Yeah.
maybe ahead of the golf, the classic.
Plus, we'll have a new meteorologist to do
We're
soon.
gonna have to have him on. Jace Passmore.
Yeah.
Looking
and
forward to him.
We'll tease it. Why not? We'll have a live podcast coming up in August-ish.
August. I think we're doing one in June.
Oh, is it June?
Yeah, I think we're doing one for CCMF.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe June and
I think
August.
I need to tell you about that.
Oh.
We'll talk off air.
Well, I just learned something new, too. So, yeah, there's plenty going in. I think my parents may come down for the one in August. Like,
Oh, that'll be
literally
fun.
fly in to
That'll be
visit,
fun.
but also do a live podcast.
Can you hear Jenna coughing right now? She's literally walking through the news.
I'm not a doctor, but
Wow.
pneumonia.
She sounds so bad. Trying to do a podcast. Keep it down a little bit.
You can watch this on Thursday.
Go
That's
hack-
that's going to
go
do it
hack
for
up a lung
episode
somewhere
70.
else. All right, we'll see you for 71 next week. God willing, maybe.